guys, this is Sherry. Welcome back to Sherry Makes Sense and to this mini pre-baby step series leading up to baby step 1. So again, just a quick disclaimer, if you haven't watched the previous videos, I realized after a while that we aren't too strict on the Dave Ramsey baby steps themselves and what he recommends doing. It's more of a guideline for us, so we do things that he doesn't completely agree with, but for the most part we try to follow it step by step. So for this video we're going to be talking about keeping a checkbook register. And I'm just going to phrase it running checkbook, because checkbook register is way too long and my tongue gets all tongue-tied. Anyway, so I realized after doing a written budget 3 to 4 months after that I was still just, things weren't as laid out as I wanted them to be, and I realized I needed to have a running checkbook, just a date by date when things came out of either our bill pay account or a main account, so I knew when things would come out and if I had to transfer certain money. I know that not everyone does use this, but it's just something in my head that works for us, and I will show you an example of what that kind of looks like. Here's an example of our checkbook register, and this is what I'm taking from our May, so it is currently September, but just for a quick glance to show you, you would start with a beginning balance, and I took what was already on our account, so that's the $622. At the beginning of the month, we pay our student loan, and actually I was a little bit confused with our student loan payment because it kept telling us we would have to pay a certain month, and then it kept pushing it back. So we actually didn't have to start paying until August, but I made one payment of $176 here at the beginning of that month. We get paid on the 6th of May as well as the 20th. Yeah. So here is our first paycheck, which was about that amount. And then what I do, because we have our written budget, I can see for all our bills how much that's going to be and then divide it between the two paychecks. So that's why there's a transfer of this amount each paycheck. We pay at the beginning of the month our mortgage. And then this is where a lot of the planning is involved. So basically all of these items right here became grouped into expense group number 1, and then there was an expense group number 2. And it worked out for me this way, and because I did the checkbook register, the running checkbook, I could see and plan for when to take out money. So with the grocery, I usually budget about $400, but if I took out the $400, that would only leave me about $2 something. I wouldn't have enough for the rest of these items. So we only took $200 out for the first 2 weeks. Gas is $120, pharmacy $75, our sinking fund transfer of $100. Our leisure items, which includes our personal money, eating out, and entertainment, is the $120. And then we have a small savings transfer of $25. So then the ending balance here is $45. This becomes our zero base, just because we can't actually have zero for our bank account. If it goes down to 0, then I think they charge you. So this 45 is, in my head, our 0. And then for the second paycheck, the breakdown, again, we get paid, we have a bill transfer, and then the second group amount, the $200 for our groceries. We have a set amount that goes towards our daughter's pre-K, and then this is where we start making payments towards our debt. So I make the actual payment, which doesn't change, is the $124. Any extra payment, which is this one, is the $82, is added on after I figure out our expenses. And then I also had some supplement income for that month. Now, the reason I don't just take this whole amount minus the 45 to make it 0 is because I still have to plan for the following month of June. So I know in June, coming up that first week, we still have expense group 1 to plan for. In June, we decided to lower the grocery bill to $300 instead of $4. So it's $150 for the first 2 weeks. Gas is $120, pharmacy was $80, our sinking fund transfer of $100, our leisure was $120, and then our savings transfer of $25. So the total is $595. So if I had automatically taken that amount to pay extra for our credit card, we wouldn't have enough to pay for this. Now, we do get paid again in June 3rd and June 17, but I also know that coming up the beginning of the month, we have to pay again for our mortgage, and that's a big amount. So it works out for us, and I've done the math in my head, but that's just an example of what our running register would look like. But a running checkbook is something that's really easy to keep track of. And again, the way that I see it is our written budget is a monthly overview just to see what comes out each month, whereas the running checkbook is a daily transaction thing for me. And so that was helpful for me, and I know a lot of people can use it also, especially if you are, let's say you go paycheck to paycheck and you don't know exactly what you're going to get paid. Having a running checkbook to see, until you get paid for next month, what you have to spend, it's really important. I know having your online bank account is basically the same thing, but I don't know, I just feel like having a running checkbook makes a bigger difference to me. Maybe I feel more in control of my finances when I do that. I can plan ahead for certain things. Like if I know when certain things are coming out, that I know where I can make certain transactions. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Hopefully this was a little bit more informative. It's a little bit hard for me to explain because it's such a simple concept, but it helps me so much. I do hope that it helps you as well, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.